It's Monday night and I have another blind date, but with a book, and this time it's with a black owned book. Hey y'all, if you're new here, my name is Beamy Queen, and today we are going to be doing blind date with a book. If you remember, I tried this last time with the Barnes & Noble blind date with a book, and it was a flop, if I say so myself. So I decided to try it again with a shop that I found on TikTok Shop, and we are going to see what books I got. I asked you guys on the community tab which genre I should get, so if I should get romance or mystery, and it was actually really close. I'm pretty sure it was 50-50, so I ended up getting one romance and one mystery. Real quick, I just want to take a second to admire the wrapping that this is. Like, also came with bookmark. This is Black Love Will Always Do It For Me. And I got a magnetic bookmark, says take your time, a sticker, and then it also came with peppermint tea with each book, as well as post-it notes. I got some Starburst. I mean, this was really cute. I also really love the black Santa wrapping. Like, how cute is this? I got a romance and I got a mystery, and I think I'm gonna start out with the mystery because I just read a black romance and I want to kind of switch it up, so I had to switch genres in between books. So let's see what this book is. Hoping I haven't read it before. This is some pretty tight wrapping. Oh my gosh. All right, I got it. Okay, what is this? Razor Blade Tears? I have never heard of this. Let's see what it's about. Ooh, I'm very intrigued. Let's get into it. I unboxed this book at nighttime. It was like 7 p.m. and I normally am in bed by like 9 o'clock. So I don't know why I decided to do it this day. I was just really eager. But this intro was so good. Like, I was hooked immediately. I ended up staying up late actually to read a few more pages of this book. It is that good. I am 3 chapters in, about to start chapter 4, and so far this town is extremely homophobic. And there are 2 boys that recently died that were both gay, and everyone in the town is saying bad things. Even the pastor at the funeral. It's nuts. But both of the grieving fathers are ex-cons, and one is poor and one is not. So I don't know how that's gonna play out with their dynamic, but them talking to each other doesn't even go over well. So the 2 boys that are actually men, and they are married to each other. Both of their dads were mad that they were gay and didn't even acknowledge that they had a daughter. I'm assuming a surrogate, because they said like they paid someone to have their daughter. So then the 2 men are killed in a fancy wine store in Richmond. So this takes place in Virginia. No one wants to talk to the cops, especially because both of the fathers are ex-cons, so they don't trust cops at all. This is being laid out very well, I must say. I'm tuned in. I'm about to start chapter 20 in this. I'm perplexed. Okay, where do I start? It should be a movie. This is one of those that should be a movie. If it were a movie, I would watch it like this. Because it's just like there's so much crime and goriness and bloodiness, and it is so juicy. I feel like this would be like a Vin Diesel movie, like a Fast Five, like where you're cheering for the criminals even though they're the good guys, but you don't really know. You know what I mean. I'm gonna finish reading this. So I'm on page 111. So I'm like 1/3 through it. I'm gonna do some more reading tomorrow, but I'm gonna head to bed. I read a huge chunk of this book the next day. It is just so gripping. Like, this one is actually a page turner. Like, if you haven't had one of those in a while, you need to, because this was it. Today was a busy day, but I'm doing my nightly reading, and as much as this book is so homophobic, it really highlights homophobia in the Black community, which I think it does a really great job of doing that. I'm not going to tell you what happens in this book, but this book is good. It specifically talks about homophobia and its relation to Black men and misogyny, as well as religion and also masculinity. This is so well written. I don't know why it's not a movie. Like, I know I already said that, but that's because I meant it. I'm on page 200. I have about 100 pages left, and I'm probably gonna finish this tomorrow. I don't want to tell you guys the end, but I will tell you that this book is definitely worth the buy. I would 1000% recommend it. I haven't had a good book like this in quite some time, so I'm really happy about it. When I come back, I will be unboxing the next book. Just kidding, one last thing about this book. So as you know, the two fathers that are both ex-cons, one is white and one is black, and this book also touches upon interracial friendships and relationships. In one part of the book, the white guy is like, I never thought of myself as white, I just thought I was a person. That's, oh my gosh. If you know, you know, okay? That guy says, I don't have the pleasure of not worrying about my race. I'm black every day. And even if I were gay, you wouldn't be able to tell I was gay, but you would be able to see that I was black. This book is just, oh my gosh, there's so many nuggets. There's so many things, but I think it does a really great job of just talking about interracial friendships, especially how their friendship forms, if we'll even call it that. So incredibly interesting. I have to read more of S.A. Cosby's books. This is his second book, I think. The first one is called Blacktop Wasteland. Never heard of that one either, but this one is it. It's really good. I just finished Razorblade Tears, and this book was so good. It was so good. I like cannot rave about it enough. I am moved, and I'm not moved often. 5 stars for sure. One of the main characters is so snarky and so hilarious. I love his sense of humor in this book. I love how it ties together at the end, literally down to the last sentence. Like, this was a masterpiece. Love this. I'm gonna buy all of his books. Like, I have to now. I don't have any choice. Like, what a good book. Literally, what a good book. The next book. I don't even want to move on to the next one just yet, because I just want to like let that simmer. Oh my gosh, that was so good. If you have not read this book, literally go buy it right now. Like, stop what you're doing, you have to go get it. Okay, the next book is a romance, and if you take a look at the cover, it's really cute. So she wrapped it really well. I love this. I think there's a little bit of a script on here. I didn't even read it. I'm just gonna unbox it. It says the Goodreads is 4.45. I don't even have Goodreads. I don't use it. I literally go straight off of vibes. So, okay, we're gonna see what this book is. It's a romance. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I am kind of nervous about this one. Let us see. So this is not my type. Huh, let's read it. I don't understand the problem. Like, what is the issue? But we're gonna read it. We are gonna read it and see what it's about. So here we go. So on the back of every book, you will get a description about what the book is about, right? And sometimes I feel like the descriptions on the back of the book will give away too much, but I feel like this one just didn't give away anything. Like, it just wasn't enough. She basically just said, this character has this type of personality, this other character has another personality, and they start to have a fling, but it doesn't really provide like a problem. Like, what is the problem they were trying to solve, you know? So I'm about to start chapter 7, and I'm pretty sure I figured out the plot, which is these two folks are friends of friends. They have agreed to now be friends with benefits, and they're not going to tell anyone in their friendship group or circle. Going to casually see each other until otherwise noted. So far it's okay. I don't have any main complaints. Like I said, I'm only 6 chapters in. I'm on page 45, so I haven't gotten very far. It is a pretty short book, but I'm going to continue reading tomorrow and see how much more I can delve into it and if I like it at all. All right, it's been a few days. I got extremely distracted with TikTok and Instagram, so I have not touched books at all. Like, my mind and body and spirit has been all over the place, but I'm gonna get back to reading. So I'm on page 150, so I have another 100 pages to read. Trying to finish it tonight, then I'll give you the full review of what I think about this book. So far, I would say, so I didn't recognize that it was a self-published book until I got to like 100-page mark, and the reason why I recognized it is because there were a lot of like grammar errors. So things like it should be TOO, but it was TO, stuff like that. Really small things, but I tend to notice those things even if they're in big publication books. I don't know, I guess I'm the grammar police, whatever. Anyway, that being said, I think the story itself is very great. So I have read quite a few self-published novels where there's just like plot holes, and I feel like this one is pretty solid. So the story does move quickly, however, all of the bases are covered, so don't really have questions that should have been answered, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'm only halfway through, so I'm gonna read the rest of this book and then I'll tell you my full thoughts. This was going so well until the last 5 chapters of the book, which I feel like were incredibly rushed. Like, they just skipped over a lot of things, which could have been an entire book in itself. I actually have read books that have made the last 5 chapters of this book into an entire book. So I feel like the story could have been continued. Right, so they've gotten into an argument and he seems emotionally immature. I don't know. The way he's talking to her, I'm not feeling this. I feel like it's, you know how they say that Black women with really great careers and are financially independent, and when they date guys that aren't at the same level as them, they start to take it, like those guys start to take it like personally and try to like knock her down a few notches. I feel like that's what this is playing on. I don't know for sure, right? They like just got into an argument and possibly have broken up, but like it's starting to touch on that. I don't know. This is going so great and I just feel like it's all going to crap. So let's see. Disregard everything I just said. I was totally wrong. He's not that guy. Okay, he actually is pretty solid. Does have problems expressing his emotions, so let's not forget that one, but I'm getting near the end, so I'll check in a second. All right, just finished the book and I think overall it was okay. It was very spicy, so that is one point that I should note. I think the epilogue it seems kind of random, to be honest, but then I read like the next few pages after the epilogue, so like what to look out for in the future. And the epilogue kind of goes into the next book, which is This Is a Part of a Series. So in the epilogue, she introduces brand new characters, which I have never seen before in a book. Typically, when it's a series, they keep the same characters in every single book within the series. This book does not do that, so I don't really know how I feel about that. Like, first glance, I'm not really feeling it. I'm not really into series novels, to be totally honest, so I'm on the fence of whether or not I would actually read the next book. I do think it's just very strange to introduce completely brand new characters in the epilogue when typically you keep the same characters for the rest of the series. I also think the last few chapters of the book kind of did feel a little bit rushed, where it could have literally been the start of a new book. Like, that could have been the second book in the series. Don't know why the author didn't want to go with that. That is totally up to their discretion. Overall, I think this was a pretty good pick, especially for it to be a blind date with the book. If you guys saw my last blind date with the book video, it did not go over well, so I'm actually really happy that this video went a lot better. I like these two books a lot better. So I will put the link to the TikTok shop or the TikTok page in the description so you guys can see where to buy Blind Date with a Black Book. I am really happy that I did find it and that I found like a source of Blind Date with a book, so super happy about that. If you guys want to see another video like this, so another Blind Date with a Black Book, let me know in the comments and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.